What is up, everyone? It is your man on fire mentor, David Mailer, coming to all of you live with this podcast. And today, all of us are going to take a deep dive, yes, a deep dive into the center of the fire and discuss a hot topic. What is today's topic? It's for those of you out there, the men out there, that are willing to admit that you have been sleeping in a separate room in your home. Maybe you are down in the basement. Maybe you are on the couch in the living room. Maybe you're in one of the kids' rooms that went off to college. But it's for the guy out there that knows that it's been way too long that you have not been sleeping in the same room with your wife in the bedroom. And somehow you have been willing to tolerate this. And as one of the great teachers out there likes to teach and say, Mr. Tony Robbins, in life, we will get what we're willing to tolerate. So who out there has been tolerating this? Who out there has settled for a marriage of mediocrity? Who out there has settled for a relationship that is less than, that is subpar, that is okay, that is bland, that is fair, that is average, that's mediocre? Who out there has settled for a marriage that has no intimacy, no passion, no fire, no love, no trust, no communication? Who out there is in pain and knows that you want to reestablish that trust? You want to reestablish that intimacy. You want to have back her heart and the love. Who out there would be willing to admit that they're in pain? Not easy for a man. Too often. How you doing? Good. How are you? Good. How's wife and kids? Good. We're not going to say, oh, by the way, I'm sleeping on the couch for the past 3 years. By the way, I've been sleeping in the basement for the past 5 years. And so I have enormous empathy and enormous compassion for the guy out there that's going through this. And I want you to know that it's not okay. What is showing up in my life, I must take responsibility for how I created that. It's my movie. I'm watching my movie called My Life. And if I want to watch a different movie and have things in my life change, whether it's my marriage, whether it's getting on purpose with my very mission of why I was born, maybe for some of you it's your health. Most of the men that we work with are crushing it in business. Most of you are really good at what you do job-wise, but you haven't had the same level of success most likely translate into your marriage, or you haven't had that same level of success or been able to take that leap of faith and let go of that which has made you successful and surrender into your deeper purpose, your very mission for why you're here. So many of us are in pain in the same areas in our life because generating business and making money for the most part is easy. Aligning with abundance and prosperity is pretty easy. But having those successes translate over into intimacy, into a marriage, and also heading towards your very purpose for why you were born, it's about ownership and responsibility that what keeps showing up in my life, I am responsible for. And if I want to see a different marriage, if I want to see a different life, then I, as the man, must make changes. Now, does that mean that there's no responsibility that should ever be put on your partner? No. It's up to each individual in a relationship to take their share of ownership and responsibility. But again, this is not about blame and it's not about fault. We always ask the man to be first. What does that mean? It means that if there's been a breach of trust in a marriage, if there is a lack of safety in a woman's physiology, you can't expect your partner to just take down her walls, open her heart to you, shine her light, and say, yeah, keep throwing stones, or no matter how many times you've heard me, all is forgiven, all is forgotten, we're cool, we're good, everything's great. Let's just go back to the way it was. It doesn't work that way in a woman's world. So we as men have to have a higher maturation, take a higher level of accountability and responsibility that we must go first. We must show that we're willing to make the changes. I don't mean by becoming the pleaser or the yes man or turning her into your mom and, oh, look, I'm doing chores around the house. Aren't I being a good little boy? No, it's not about that. It's about growing yourself. It's about reclaiming your self-respect. It's about reclaiming your boundaries. It's about cleaning up past indiscretions and past lies. It's about learning how to finally be present and drop from your head into your heart. It's about learning how to be in your power and stop using force, stop being passive aggressive, stop using the sharpness of your tongue because you feel inadequate or inept. And I'm not blaming any of you guys. I've been there. And I saw my father there when I was younger. It happens to all of us. We're all good men, and sometimes we do bad things. But we have the opportunity to rise. We have the opportunity afforded to us to grow, should we choose that life. So it's not about waiting for her to make changes and her to forgive you. This is about the depth of your sincerity, the earnestness, the honestness, the humility, and the courage to want to grow yourself as a man. Do you want that for yourself? Because if you want to go from the basement to the bedroom, if you want to go from the couch to the bedroom, if you want to go from one of your kids' rooms that's off to college back up to the bedroom, the antidote is simple. You have to exchange into a new version of yourself. You have to up-level. You have to step into a deeper level and layer of authenticity. You have to become more congruent, more coherent, more aligned with the real you. Some of you feel like, well, I've apologized to her. I don't know how many more times I can apologize. She says she loves me, but she's not in love with me, or she won't forgive me, or she won't take down those walls. She won't let go of her bitterness. She won't let go of her coldness. There's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could say. She always just shuts me down. I hear you. Do you hear you? Do you hear yourself when you're saying these things? She's terrified to open, not just to you. She's terrified to open to life. She's terrified to open to love. She's terrified to open to herself. This is way bigger than you. But most of us men, we personalize. We make it about us. I'm not good enough. I'm unworthy. I'm unlovable. And so we wear shame and we wear guilt and we settle and we hide. At work, you're a leader. You crush it. People respect me. They follow me. At home, I don't have it from my kids. I don't have it from my wife. Why is that? It all stems from our relationship all the way back to our mom, when we started seeking her approval because one day she yelled at us when we were 2 or 3, right? For a while there, we were perfect in her eyes. And then one day we weren't. And thus is born the pleaser. And now it bled into your marriage, and now you're looking for her approval. She doesn't want another child. She wants a man. She wants a husband. She wants a warrior. She wants a king. She wants a warrior, not a worrier. She wants a man that's not willing to abdicate his leadership, a man that doesn't violate himself, a man that can respect himself. You want her respect, you got to reclaim your own respect. But you don't understand, David. She said that she loves me, but she's not in love with me. No, I understand. I understand that you don't understand. I understand that you're taking her words as solid. I understand that you're buying into her words that are an illusion. She's lost herself. And her way home is through you and your remembrance of who you are. You growing yourself as a man. You come back into alignment with who you truly are. Give her the real you. Too many men losing themselves today, wondering why. Why is my marriage where it's at? Well, you lost yourself, brother. It's time for you to wake up. You've been asleep. This is for the man that needed to hear this today. Your wife is in pain. See beyond the words that come out of her mouth. See beyond the coldness, the bitterness. See beyond the contempt, the resentment. See beyond the silence. See beyond all of that. And know that she's in pain. And she deserves to wake up and be back in her heart. And you can help her. You can help her heal. It's bigger than her coming back to the relationship. It's more about her coming back to herself. Well, what if she doesn't want that? What if I've tried that? What if I've given her my best? Okay, well then decide for yourself when enough is enough. And for those of you that one day do decide to step away, do it with dignity and grace and respect and humility and empathy and compassion. Nobody can tell you when it's time. That's between you, your partner, and somebody upstairs. Nobody can tell you when you should or shouldn't end it. You got to get with the truth that's in your heart. But if you're living in the basement and you know it's time to get your ass back up to the bedroom, then be willing to do the work. You deserve this, and you're better than this. And I see you, and I love you. It's your Man on Fire mentor, David Mailer. Here's to you, rising with passion, with power, and with purpose. So much love, my brothers. Bye for now.